The Galactic Council chamber fell silent as the Vidani ambassador slammed 3 of his 4 appendages against the crystalline podium. His bioluminescent skin pulsed angry crimson, casting eerie shadows across the assembled delegates. "Another human ship destroyed one of our mining vessels," he shrieked, his translator struggling to convey the rage in his ultrasonic frequencies. 3 crew members injured. "This species is a menace to civilized space." Sophia Chen sat motionless in the human delegations section, her fingers drumming a silent rhythm against her tablet. As Earth's chief anthropologist, she had anticipated this moment for months. Beside her, Benjamin Cross, humanity's military liaison, shifted uncomfortably in his seat, his jaw tight. "They defended themselves," Benjamin muttered under his breath. "Your mining vessel was stripping an inhabited moon." "Quiet," Sophia whispered back. "Let them finish." The Quellian representative rose next, her feathered crest flattened in what Sophia recognized as distress. "In the 70 cycles since humans joined the Council, we have documented 847 incidents of human aggression, property damage, physical altercations, threats of violence. No other species in Council history has such a record." Murmurs rippled through the chamber. Sophia watched as species after species nodded their various anatomical equivalents of agreement. The cult of even the usually neutral Zendari seemed convinced. "Perhaps," intoned the Council arbiter, an ancient Luminoth whose energy form flickered with judicial authority. "Humanity is simply too violent for civilized space. Perhaps integration was premature." Sophia stood. The movement was fluid, controlled, but every eye-stalk sensory organ, an optical receiver in the chamber fixed on her. She was small by human standards, barely 160 centimeters, but in a galaxy where most species averaged half that height, she seemed to tower. "May I address the Council?" Her voice was steady, professional. The arbiter's light pulsed. "You may." Sophia walked to the center platform, her footsteps echoing in the vast space. Benjamin watched her go, concern etched on his face. They had discussed strategy, but he knew Sophia well enough to recognize when she was about to go off script. "Honored delegates," she began, "you believe humans are violent. You've compiled evidence, you've documented incidents, and you're absolutely correct in your observations." The chamber erupted in surprised chatter. Benjamin's hand moved instinctively toward his sidearm before he caught himself. Sophia had just agreed with them. She waited for silence before continuing. "But you've made one critical error in your analysis. You assume what you've witnessed represents human violence." She paused, letting the words hang in the air. "It doesn't. What you've seen is us being nice." "Absurd." The Verdani ambassador sputtered. "Your soldier broke my officer's manipulator appendage." "After your officer," Sophia replied calmly, "attempted to confiscate personal property from a human civilian for the 3rd time, despite repeated verbal warnings and 2 formal complaints filed through proper channels. The human in question could have done far worse." She tapped her tablet, and a holographic display materialized above the chamber. Images began to cascade in ancient human history, rendered in stunning detail by the Council's own archival systems. "Let me show you violence," Sophia said, her voice dropping to something colder. "This is the siege of Carthage. The Roman Empire salted the earth so nothing would ever grow there again. This is the Mongol conquest, where 11% of the human population died. This is the 30 Years' War, the World Wars, the nuclear exchanges." The images shifted faster. Weapons, tactics, strategies of annihilation refined over millennia. Benjamin felt a chill run down his spine. He had seen these records before, but never presented like this, never with Sophia's clinical detachment narrating humanity's blood-soaked history. "For 10,000 years, Sophia continued, humans warred with each other. We developed 47,000 distinct ways to kill our own species. We created weapons that could end all life on our planet, and we came within minutes of using them. Multiple times." The Quellian representative's crest had flattened completely. Several delegates were making distressed noises. "We are persistent predators," Sophia said. "We are pack hunters who evolved to chase prey until it collapsed from exhaustion. We are the species that looked at 600-kilogram apex predators and decided they would make good pets. We climbed to the top of our food chain not through strength or speed, but through relentless, terrifying endurance and the willingness to use tools in creative ways to kill anything that threatened us." She zoomed the display to modern human military doctrine. "This is our current combat manual. 17 volumes. The section on non-lethal engagement options is the longest section. Do you understand what that means?" The arbiter's light had dimmed to a confused flicker. That humans prefer not to kill, that we had to develop an entire field of study, Sophia corrected, dedicated to not killing you. Because our instincts, our training, our 10,000 years of evolutionary pressure, all of it drives us toward overwhelming, permanent solutions to threats. Benjamin found himself nodding. He remembered his own military training, the countless hours spent learning restraint, de-escalation, proportional response, skills that would have been incomprehensible to his ancestors. When your officer grabbed that human civilian, Sophia said, turning to face the Verdani ambassador directly, he violated her personal space, her property rights, and her dignity. A human of just 500 years ago would have killed him without a second thought. The human you encountered showed restraint we had to learn, restraint we had to build into our laws, our culture, our very psychology. She deactivated the display and looked around the chamber. You've documented 847 incidents in 70 cycles. In that same period, humans have had approximately 14 billion person-to-person interactions with other species. 847 incidents. That's a success rate of 99.999994%. The mathematics rippled through the translation systems. Sophia could see comprehension dawning on alien faces. Every human in council space, she continued, is holding back. Every single day. We're using the nice words. We're following the protocols. We're honoring the treaties and respecting the boundaries and learning your customs. We're doing all of this because we desperately want to be part of something larger than ourselves. Her voice softened, but the intensity remained. You call us violent. You're not wrong, but what you're seeing isn't our violence. It's our incredible, painful, constant effort to suppress that violence. It's 10,000 years of civilization teaching us to be better than our nature. Benjamin stood and joined her on the platform. She's right, he said quietly. Every human in uniform is trained for 18 months in cultural sensitivity before they're allowed into council space. We're not perfect. We make mistakes, but we're trying. The chamber was silent for a long moment. Finally, the arbiter spoke, its light pulsing thoughtfully. If this is humanity being ... nice ... what would humanity being violent look like? Sophia and Benjamin exchanged a glance. You don't want to know, Sophia said simply, and if we have anything to say about it, you never will. The council adjourned without reaching a decision that day, but as the delegates filed out, their conversations had shifted from fear to something more complex, a dawning respect for the restraint they had mistaken for weakness, and a grateful understanding that humanity had chosen peace not because they couldn't wage war, but because they chose not to. In the end, that choice made all the difference. The end.